Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be doing a brief overview and review of Mutton Bustin by 25th Century Games. So this is one of their newer games that's coming out soon, correct?
Yep.
So you're going to start out placing the ranch board in the middle, and the rider is going to be on the starting space. You have your scoreboard here and a scoring token for each player in the game. We played a 3-player game, and each player will be the rider twice in this game. So you get 2 opportunities to increase your score and most points wins the game. So in a 3-player game, 2 players are going to be the sheep, 1 player is going to be the rider. The sheep are trying to knock the rider off. So the rider is rolling as fast as they can to try to get as many points and yelling stop before the sheep are able to roll all of their dice. That each one of these symbols is 1 closer to knocking the rider off. Once they have all 6 of them there with that symbol, and the rider hasn't yelled stop yet, they don't get any points. So it's a racing game, and the strategy is basically trying to know when to yell stop. Each time the sheep players roll one of these symbols, to lock it in, they have to do the action on their sheep card and the shared sheep card. And they're just silly things. Like this one is reel in an invisible fish, shout, we're going to need a bigger boat. Swing an invisible lasso above your head and yell, yeehaw. So it's like a way to get, this is for younger kids, 8+. So it's a way to get them
interacting.
Yeah, having fun and learning a competitive game at the same time. There's also a family mode if you don't want to play the competitive mode, which makes it where the rider doesn't ever fall off. So whichever one works better for your family. But so you keep going. So the rider will be rolling this dice. They'll say go, and we're all simultaneously rolling our dice. So to advance here, you see the dice pictured on this board. You have to roll that number or higher. So if you roll 1, which you're going to, you get to go to the next one. You roll 1, you get to go to the next one. Now you have to roll a 2 or higher. If you do that, you get to go past that. Right now you have 1 point if you stop. But if you want to push your luck, say they've got 4 dice locked in. You want to keep pushing your luck. You roll a few more times. So you keep rolling. If you don't hit it, you keep rolling till you hit it. Say you need to quickly say stop, or you just keep rolling. So if you want to keep your points, you would just give yourself 3 points, and then the rider and the rider dice goes to the next person, and then each person shifts their sheep cards to the left, and then you start another round with the new rider on their rider on start, and they say go, and we simultaneously roll all the dice. So you go 1 whole round where everyone has been the sheep or the rider, and then on the second round you draw another public sheep card. These cards go in the box, and then the current sheep draw 2 different sheep cards. The player who went first in the first round will go first in the second round as well. There's no advantage to going first. It's all balanced in that way. So now when they want to lock in a sheep, they have to do their card and 2 of the public ones, which this one you have to high five another sheep player. So that kind of takes the reason they're doing this is to give the rider somewhat of a chance, because you're doing all these silly actions each time you're locking in that dice. So they're having to give each other a high five while I'm over here rolling the dice. They're acting silly, saying yeehaw. So it's just little silly things to keep the game fun while you're doing this, rolling the dice frantically as you can. So you keep going through the second round until all 3 players have been the rider, and then whoever has the highest score wins the game. So very, very easy game, very simple to teach. So what did you think, Quentin?
So I think it's I think that the game, it has, I really like the components. The components are really cool, like the dice, how they have the sheep on them. And then they also follow this thing.
The rider.
Yeah, the rider, and then the cards. The artwork on the cards is really cool. They have the characters in the cute little seat.
Yeah, it's like cartoons. Reminds me of old school cartoons.
Yeah, and the game, you basically like you're trying to roll as fast as you can, trying to knock the rider off while they're gaining a lot of points. And it's kind of hard as a rider to know when to stop because you could get a lot of points. And there's only 2 rounds in this game, so each round really matters how many points you get.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have probably won if I stopped and I kept on going the second round. But all depends on what you do. Like you might want to stop sooner because they're like almost done. It also depends on what action cards you get because some of them take a really long time to do.
Yeah, they do.
Compared
And when
to
you're
others.
the rider, you're just rolling. You're not really paying much attention because when I stopped several times, I was surprised how close they were to knocking me off. I had no idea. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, but I like how there's always a lot going on, and it's a really cool little game. So I would say for A+, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
So for me, I really like also the components. I really like the illustration. I grew up in those like 80s for the most part. So this is kind of reminds me of the cartoons growing up. Also, the dice. I like this for that age range. This is a game that we would really enjoy when Quentin was at that age range. And also all the silliness and everything. It's just I can see with a group of kids how this would be extremely fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easy to teach, easy to play. It only takes like 15 minutes or less. Setup is very quick. The table presence is it's really small, so it doesn't take up that much space. So overall total, I'm giving this a like 8 out of 10 for that age range. I think that this would be really good for that age range, and so great little game, silly, and just a lot of fun for that age.
Yeah, it was a fun game, very silly, like you said. So if you have younger kids, it would be a hoot playing this game with them because they would get really silly and really excited when they get to do the silly actions and locking a dice. So I would highly recommend this game for families with younger kids, definitely, because they do have the 2 modes where you can play competitive or family mode. So whatever stage your child was at in games, I know they all go through a spell where they sometimes don't like losing, so maybe it's best not have a loser when they're really young, but then once they're a little older, you could teach them that competitiveness is good if you're a good sport about it. So really, really cute game, really fast paced. I think it took us 5-10 minutes to play. Very fast game. So that's another good thing. You could play several games in probably 30-40 minutes. You could probably play 2 or 3 of these games or more. So yeah, and there's a lot of different sheep cards. They all have different little silly actions that you do when you unlock your sheep. So high replayability in that sense because you're only using 6 cards in a 3-player game. So yeah, it would take a while for you before you started seeing a lot of the same cards, I would think. And then of course the winner gets the belt buckle for the Mutton Bustin Champion. So just overall a fun, silly little game. And I would give this a 7. It's a very solid, good game for a family. So you have anything else you want to say? So we will put the link in the description where you can get this game. I think it is coming out really soon, correct? So thank you for watching. Please give this video a like. Please share it with anyone you think that might enjoy this game. And feel free to leave a comment or a question. Thank you if you're already a subscriber. If not, we hope you will subscribe and click that little bell. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.